It is Monday night, and ladies and gentlemen, we are back on the curve. Yes. Hope everybody is doing well this evening. I am currently trying to find energy from somewhere in the heavens. Jesus, somebody.
Woo!
Woo! Is that
All
what we're
right,
doing?
yes.
Okay, we found it. We're
Found
good.
our energy.
It's your girl Shannon Deneen, and I am so happy to be here at the table with my lovely co-host, Tony G. Campbell,
Hello.
extraordinaire.
Yes.
Where can they find you on the World Wide Web, Tony G. Campbell?
Well, you can follow my podcast at Tony G. Campbell, the podcast. It is on SoundCloud, Spotify, Instagram, the Twitter, iTunes, YouTube, iHeartRadio. Go to any one of those places and TonyGCampbell.com. And you
All
can
the
listen
platforms.
to. And today dropped a good one. It's going from a housewife to erotic sex goddess.
Sex goddess.
Yes.
I saw that.
Yes.
I saw it on Instagram.
Yes, Miss Casey Carter gave a very good interview.
Yes, Miss Casey Carter. Hello.
Yes.
I typically listen to the podcast on Wednesday mornings on my way to work. So
there you go. You can listen to it anytime.
I can't wait,
That's right.
darling. I cannot wait.
Yes.
Yes, I saw the Instagram.
A post.
Yeah, the Instagram post. And I was like, oh, this is what we're doing this week, huh?
Yes. This is what we
Okay.
talked about sex last week, and now
We did.
erotica goddess this week. Yes.
Right here this week. Well, that's spicy. I can't wait. I also want to shout out our other co-host, Melissa. Melissa is attending to a personal matter this evening, so she cannot be with us. But you can follow her on Saving Superwoman on Instagram, and I think maybe on Facebook. I might be wrong about that, but definitely
I think it's
on
mainly
Instagram.
Yeah.
Mainly on Instagram, Saving Superwoman. And just shout out to her, and we will see her next week, most definitely.
But we're going to blow her up this summer. We got to get her on all the social medias.
Tony's going to help everybody get their life together this summer. Tony is going to help us all get our lives.
Hey, that's what I do.
Yes,
that's what I do.
Everybody needs a friend like Tony. Let me tell you why. Because Tony is like a Pinterest mom, and so she's gonna help you get your creativity together. She knows everything about the technologies, all the newfangled, because her husband is very into that kind of stuff.
I was supposed to say, I learned from my husband.
So she's gonna get you gonna know all the technology type things, and then like if you in a bind, she gonna keep your kids. And so like Tony's the best.
I will keep your kids.
Sister.
Yes,
she's the best kind of sister to have. So
because my kids need people to play with, so they can leave me alone.
That's parts.
That is part of it.
Yes.
Jesus, yes.
Parts. Okay, well, it is time to get into these hot topics, people.
Yes.
If everyone is ready. Oh, yes, child. If everybody is ready, it is time now for Word on the Street. Oh, okay. Y'all, listen. This here week, my good friend Jada Pinkett Smith is back in the news. It feels like she's been on a lot of things lately. Like she did a bunch of late night shows, and but I don't really feel like she's promoting anything. She's just kind of
She's not. She's just hanging out, talking to people,
about things,
you know,
random things,
exactly.
to random people.
And then people want to judge her.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying.
Anyway, this here week she was randomly in People magazine talking to the good folks at People, and she dropped some nuggets, some piping hot tea for the people. And
but it's truth. It's serious truth.
Jada said, "Listen, friends, I love that man. He is amazing and wonderful and all the things, but I did not want to marry him." That's what Jada Pinkett Smith said about her husband, Will Smith. She said that she had never, and I quote, I will read this quote because I don't want to misquote Auntie Jada. I had never seen a happy marriage, she says. I adored Will. I effing adored him. But I just didn't want to be married.
Yes,
that's what she said.
That is true.
So, question on the table for tonight.
I gave you the wrong copy.
That's okay.
I always delete the questions.
She always deletes the questions.
Okay.
That's okay. But the question on the table for the night is.
There it is.
No, that's not it.
That's not it. I gave you my notes.
Question on the table for tonight is, have you ever felt pressured by society to do something that you didn't really want to do?
Yes. And I mean, I feel like her thing, like even getting married, society, the church, your mama and them, everybody, they pressure people into marriage. There's a lot of people who don't want to get married.
Who don't need to get married.
Yeah. And then they wonder why there's so many, the divorce rate is so high, because some of those people shouldn't have gotten married in the first place. And it's like, because you may have gotten pregnant. I don't advocate that at all. Mm-mm. Just because the baby's coming along does not mean you need to get married. Mm-mm. And I mean, it's like, that's what they teach you. Oh, you're going to grow up and you're going to find a husband and you're going to get married. You're going to live happily ever after. But that might not
syndrome.
Be exactly. That might not be your destiny. That might not even be in your DNA. Everyone cannot get married. Mm-mm. So I'm like, I wish people would stop that. Or even every woman doesn't want to have a baby.
That part. Listen. So Jada Pinkett, she talks about that. She talks about how her mother called Will Smith crying when she got pregnant. She was pregnant with Jaden. Her mama, Gammy, Adrian, I think her last name is Wilson. Adrian called Will Smith in tears, and apparently Jada Pinkett Smith's mama and Will Smith decided that this marriage was going to happen. Yes. And Jada was like, she just kind of went along with it. She seems very go with the flow to me.
Well, probably I think she, at first, she was like, no, I don't want to get married. But then, you know, the pressures of, especially her mama. Girl, family. You got a baby in your oven.
That part.
They going to be talking about you and all this other stuff. You might as well marry that man and just lock it down. Mm-hmm. And that's not the way to go.
And he's both fine and rich.
He is.
He was fine and rich at the time, too.
Yes. Yeah. And so, you know, that's even more motivation. Honey, girl, you better get that check. Mm-hmm. Anywho. Mm-hmm. But also.
But I kind of feel like she was going to get a check anyway because she was pregnant with Will Smith's
baby. Exactly. Now, your baby was going to be taken care of. That's what I'm saying.
The ex-wife, what's her name?
Sherry?
Sherry was over there, is unmarried and living her best life.
Living her best life. Married to another man.
But listen. She's over there living her best life. And yes. She didn't have to get married until she got good and ready.
Exactly.
Just saying.
And it's like, and then Jada was like, she didn't even want a big wedding or anything, but then her mama
and
Will decided, and I felt that way. I know I was considered the anti-bride.
Me too,
because
girl.
I did not want a wedding. I did not want bridesmaids. I didn't want any of that stuff. And the only reason I went along with that portion of my wedding was because my husband wanted our two sons and his brother in the wedding. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I guess I can't have it lopsided. And I told my niece from when she was a little girl, she could be my flower girl, but at that point she was too old. So I had to make a bridesmaid. And then I was like, well, I can't have one on this side and three on this side. So then I told my two friends, I said, okay, y'all want to be at my wedding. And then everybody wants to plan. I'm like, I don't need all that. Mm-hmm. It just wasn't in me.
I actually remember that time in your life.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I probably told y'all, like, I don't want all this.
Yeah. Yes, I completely understand because, well, I feel that way about kids. Like, you know, I have Kid Wonderful, who is wonderful and amazing, but he is 3 children. Do y'all understand me? Like, Kid Wonderful is 3 children
in one.
And because of that, I'm real straight on these additional kids. The womb is closed. Like, the shop is there. The machinery is not functional. It's off. It's off.
I believe you.
And people, I definitely, when I first, when he was younger, though, he's 6 now, and I don't get it as much anymore. But initially, people were like, "Oh, you are going to let him grow up as an only child?" Like, almost like I was.
That's okay. Like I raised one of those.
Right. Like
I had an only child.
I just feel like he's going to be fine. He's going to be okay. He's going to be
independent.
Right. He actually has older siblings, so I'm not really worried about him being. They're just older. Like, my stepson is like 21. My stepdaughter's like 19. So they're older. But I don't worry about him like being in the world alone if something happens to me and his father. Like
he got pseudo parents.
He got
his brothers and sisters,
all
or
kinds
his siblings,
of cousins, and aunties, and people to play with. So, but I really caught, like, initially when I was like, oh, Matthew's gonna be my only one and I'm done having kids. Everybody was like,
I know people always want to tell you what you need in your life, and I'm like, I think I know what I need in my life. Exactly. I don't need any more kids. I don't need to get married. I do need to get. I mean, you have to figure it out for yourself, and don't allow anyone else to pressure you into those situations. Because if somebody pressures you into something that you don't want to do, it's not going to work out in the end. You're going to either be miserable, you're going to be divorced, you're going to be a mother with a child or a father with a child that you don't even want, and you're not going to want to spend time with that child, and it's just going to be a big old mess. And chaos.
It is chaos. It's absolute chaos when you are, and then you end up unhappy later on, blaming whomever it is, your spouse. Like Jada said, like she said in the Red Table Talk when her and Will were sitting across from each other, that Jada Pinkett Smith really just wanted to live on a farm. That's all she wanted. She didn't want success. She didn't want all this other stuff. She wanted to live on a farm and raise these animals. And she had already purchased that farm. And she never lived on it because she told, she told Will told her that he wanted to marry her and be with her, and so she flew out to California to be with him, but she never got to live on her farm. So, but she ended up resenting him later on in life, and I think that's what happens. Like,
that's what happens.
I feel like that's what would happen if I had a kid, another kid. Like, I would end up resenting motherhood, or like being that mom who goes out to the middle of the soccer field and has to scream in the middle of the day because I'm just tired and over it. And I don't want to be that girl. So I feel like you have to decide for yourself what is important and what works for you and what works for your life, and don't let anybody else tell you, because the fairy tale, by the way, is not real.
No,
like the fairy tale is not real.
The fairy tale is on TV.
And here's what I learned about fairy tales, which is why I never understood the concept of a fairy tale. So when I was in elementary school and everybody else was reading like the Disney versions of Cinderella and Snow White, my teachers were teaching us the Brothers Grimm version.
Oh, what was that?
See,
I don't know what that
most
is.
people don't even know about the Brothers Grimm version. I'm gonna need y'all to go get your phone out and Google the Brothers Grimm. The Brothers Grimm are the original creators of these quote-unquote fairy tales. And fairy tales, the fairy tales that were originally written, the stories, were originally written to scare children into behaving correctly. So that sound like
the church to me.
No. The stories, you so goofy. The stories are written to be gruesome, and like, you know how in Cinderella, so she's running and she's got this glass slipper, and she's trying to fit the slipper on her foot, and this, that, and third. In the Brothers Grimm version, she actually cuts off the back of her own foot. Yep, that part. She cuts off the back of her own foot to get the shoe on. And
that sounded a little thirsty and desperate. I don't think that's right. That's
that
not
part. Yes. So you remember Hansel and Gretel? How in Hansel and Gretel, in the Brothers Grimm version, the witch actually eats the children.
Ew!
So
that's cannibalism.
She puts them in the oven and she eats them.
Oh my God!
It's supposed to teach children, hey, listen, don't be running off from your parents. You know, don't take candy from strangers. You don't know where that came from. You don't, so while everybody else was learning the fairy tale version and the Cinderella and the bluebirds on your shoulder and all that foolishness, no, my teachers were teaching us the Grimm's version, the Grimm's brother version.
Girl, where you grow up at?
DeKalb County Schools.
I grew up in Philadelphia and they weren't that harsh. Like, oh my gosh.
Our teachers felt like we should know the truth. So I feel like, so my thought process is life now is a lot like that. Like we get the fairy tale version on TV, but real life is really much more like the Grimm's version, the Grimm's brothers version.
Apparently, Lord
it just
Jesus,
is. The divorce is like
yes,
the Grimm's brothers version.
it is.
It is.
Yeah.
That's life. That's what's happening in real life. You need a moment. You need to take a deep breath.
I feel like I just got a headache from learning the truth about these fairy tales.
Look it up, people. I'm telling you, every fairy tale that Disney took and put a magical ending to it and all of that stuff. I think in like Jack and the Beanstalk, he fell down and broke his back or something like that. Yeah. I'm just saying.
He became a cripple? Oh my gosh.
Real life is what happened.
Apparently. Oh my gosh. Did not know.
Learn something new every day, people.
Yes, I did. Oh my God. My head is hurting right now.
So, in other news,
I can't even think.
From the reality of children's stories to the reality of a backhanded compliment. There's a story in Revelist the other day, which is an online magazine that I love to read, that talked about, in essence, the backhanded compliment. And there's a blogger, there's a young woman, she's a plus size woman, and she wrote an article about people giving her, she posed in an Instagram photo where she had on, her fupa was out. She was trying on some pants, and she was asking for some feedback on the way that the pants looked. And many of the compliments were like, "Oh, you're not that fat. You're not that big. You're not that. It's not that bad." And so she wrote an article that basically said, "Hey, people, that is not a compliment. I don't feel when you say things like you're not that fat, that is not a compliment." So the question on the table, and even for you out there, since Melissa's not here, y'all got to definitely give us your feedback. Have you ever been given a backhanded compliment which you, and what did you do? Like, how did you respond?
Well, for me, I think I said, I probably wasn't even paying attention enough to realize it was a backhanded comment. So, but when, you presenting it now to say that fat, I was like, I might have to apologize to some people, because I would say, girl, you don't look fat, but I don't ever say you don't look that fat, because that fat means you look fat, but you don't look fat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh my gosh. So that little word, that, inserted into that, yeah, that's crazy.
I have gotten so back when I was working at the insurance company I was working at before AIG, one of my coworkers told me, I don't ever want to be big. I mean, I think I wouldn't want to be any bigger than you, because you're an okay big. But
what? Now
I don't want to be any bigger than you, because that would be big. And I was
do you say, well, thank you after that? I don't understand. What do you say after that?
I look like I am unable. First of all, I do not have a filter. I've never had one. My best friends get on me literally all the time because my filter does not exist. And I am queen of the clapback. It is always clapback season. And I think I said something like, well, girl, you know what? I completely understand, because I wouldn't want to be broke. Like your level, any broker than you. I would want to be like your level of broke, but not any broker than that. Or something, you know what I'm saying? Like,
oh, wow.
I typically respond with shade. And pettiness is
and that was a good one. Yeah.
Because sometimes you got to meet people on their level.
Apparently.
Right where they are.
Oh my goodness, that was good.
It's frustrating though, because I feel like, if you're not gonna give a compliment, don't say anything at all.
Shut your mouth.
Like, it doesn't require anything else. You don't have to.
You're not required to just open your mouth just to say something.
No.
If you don't have nothing nice to say, just keep walking.
No.
I don't need to talk to you.
It is not required at all. So here's the other thought that I had. because not only do people give backhanded compliments, I feel like all the time. Especially, the other backhanded compliment that I've gotten before is, "You are so pretty in the face." Like, you are so pretty in the face.
I was about
You
to say, the face is attached to this beautiful body.
like
Oh, my body is beautiful, but my face is just cute. I mean, I'm trying to understand what you're telling me.
I feel like my new fave Lizzo gave a really great.
I love her.
I love
She's
her.
crazy.
Oh my god! Did you happen to catch her BET performance?
I went and saw the just
clip?
her, yeah,
Yeah.
her performance, and yes, that girl. Oh my god, she is like. I think she's like I used to be. For some reason, I changed at the older I got, but like she's at that point where she's like, I am fabulous, and I don't care if you think so or not. I'm gonna do my thing,
Yeah.
and I love that about her.
Did you catch the twerking and playing flute at the same time?
Yeah.
Because
Because she is so talented. I'm like, just the fact that she can play instruments and sing and twerk and all that at the same time. And that girl be, oh, I love her.
Yeah, she's pretty amazing.
Yes.
She also did the Glastonbury Festival. Did you see that?
No.
Okay. So
I don't
Glastonbury
even know what that is.
They do. It's a festival in London that they do. It's kind of like Coachella here.
Oh, okay.
But they have this huge festival in London, and there was like, she was upset because they had put her on one of the other stages at the same time that they put Janet Jackson on.
Oh.
And
so they're trying to get her to compete with Janet?
With Janet Jackson, which was kind of crazy. But still, like, she had a packed audience. It was like 20,000 people.
Yeah, because she is great.
Because she's dope. She's really dope. If you have not checked out Lizzo's music, definitely check that out, because she's a dope chick, period.
I love her new one. Is it Truth?
Truth Hurts?
Yes, that one. I was like,
it's pretty popping. If you my favorite is still of all time is gonna be Juice. Like, I love.
That's a good one. Yeah.
It's my jam. But one thing she said at the Glastonbury Festival, so at all of her performances, she does like affirmations with people, because she has been on this like journey of self-love, and so she does all these affirmations, and so she does them with the crowd. And she's like, hey, I want you to say this, and when you go home and look in the mirror, I want you to say this to yourself. And she was like, when you go home in the mirror at the Glastonbury Festival, she said, I want you to go home and look in the mirror and tell yourself that you love yourself. And she said something like, do you love me? And everybody was like, woo, yes, of course I love you. Oh my God, Lizzo, you're amazing. And then she said, well, if you can love me, you certainly can love your damn self.
Exactly.
And I was like, you better just tell the people, Lizzo, because that was so deep to me. We put a lot of this culture and this society puts a lot of emphasis on celebrities and our admiration of them, and we get so involved in their lives, and so like we're trying to emulate them and trying to, you know, all the things that we do for celebrities, and we don't put that amount of time, energy, and effort
into ourselves.
And I appreciate Lizzo for just putting that out there.
Yeah, because I mean, even though that should be common sense,
it should be.
Someone needed to hear that for it to click in their head. You know what I'm saying? Because people be like, you know, yeah, girl, I love you all the time. But why don't you love yourself the way you love this person that you don't know, you've never spent time with? All you know is every beat of her music gets you up there popping.
Yeah, it creates a feeling for you, and that's fair. Like, that is why I love a good Beyonce situation, because Beyonce, it makes me feel something. It makes me feel like she understands what's going on with me. It makes me feel like, whatever. It makes me feel something. But if I can, you also have to put as much emphasis in your own life as you put into loving Beyonce. I feel like that was for the whole Beehive. I feel like the whole Beehive needed that word right there. But anyway, what I was saying about Lizzo, let me circle back around. What I was saying about Lizzo is I felt like Charlamagne did that to her when she was on the Breakfast Club. He was giving her backhanded compliments, saying, he was like, oh, you're having a moment right now, and, this is kind of your time. And he said, "You wouldn't look good. You wouldn't look good any skinnier than this, or something like that." And it was just like,
what do you mean by that?
he meant, Charlemagne's thing is he has it in for fat people. Like, he just feels like you're lazy, you don't work out, you're not doing what you need to do for your body, and it's your fault, and you should want to pretty much shame yourself or do whatever you got to do to get skinny. But he was saying to her,
see, that's why he got beat up when he was younger.
that is why he got beat up.
I mean,
facts.
Yeah, because that's just wrong. That's wrong thinking. Change your thinking, Charlemagne.
He has done a lot. Now, here's what I'll say about Charlemagne, because I love Uncle Charlemagne. Charlemagne has done a lot of work in the areas of toxic masculinity. So he has worked on his own toxic masculinity. He has, but he's still in a place.
He's still toxic.
He's still in a place with overweight people. Doesn't he go to
therapy?
Yes, he is going to therapy, but he just feels
keep going.
Yeah, so keep.
You got some work to do.
Listen, therapy ain't over. The Lord is still working on you, sir. But anyway, he told her, he was like, "Oh, you're having your moment right now, and have you considered losing weight?" He was like, he asked her first. He was like, "Have you considered losing weight?" And then he was like, "I don't know if you would look any smaller than you are now. Like, you look like you might be sick or something if you were smaller." And it was like he was trying to give her a compliment.
You see my face, though?
That part.
Yeah.
He was trying to give her a compliment, but then he was almost saying, he was trying to give her a compliment, and it just didn't work out. But what she came back with was, she called him the B word. And she said, "I look good at any size. I look good here. I look good there. I look good at all the sizes." And I think that's kind of where you have to come, what you have to do when you get those offhanded compliments. Mm-hmm. Like, almost like, I also get this because I went to a magnet school. "Oh my God, you're so articulate." Like, what else would you expect? Or do you feel like I'm articulate because, I'm a black girl and I'm articulate? Is this?
I used to get that whole, oh my gosh, you speak like a white girl.
You're so articulate.
Okay, I'm not sure what that means. I'm like, my great something was white, but that was far and few, that was a long time ago.
Why is there this, why do you feel like there is a lack of articulation, or there shouldn't be?
But that part, I will say, we as black people, we do it to each other. It's like,
we do,
and I feel like that is like, why are we giving that much credit to white people? Black people have been speaking well their entire lives.
Absolutely.
It's just when we got into this ebonics and hip hop and all this other stuff.
But I feel like there are several cultures. If you go places, there are cultures that have very deep dialects. Mm-hmm. Listen, there are some places in Kentucky right now that I could go to, and there are some people with necks that are crimson, and I cannot understand a word that those folks are saying.
Exactly.
Because they are speaking in their deep Southern dialects, and it's hard for me to understand what they're saying. There are several times where I have to ask, "Can you repeat that, please?"
Exactly.
My brother lives in Kentucky, and so I travel to these remote parts of Kentucky very often. And there are times when I'm like, I'm sorry, sir. Can you repeat the total or what I owe you? What, 599? What, sir?
$5.99, girl. Give it to me.
And I'm from the South. And, sir, I don't understand what you're saying. I need you some clarification here. So there are everybody, I feel like, Italian folk, people who come to this country who speak Italian, people who are Jamaican who come to this country. My husband is Jamaican, and I don't understand a word of patois. I don't. Like, his family.
That's called a different language. And unless you grew up or have or learned it at some point in your life, it's going to sound a little different. That's all I'm saying.
I wasn't sure, I wasn't sure what his mama was saying to me. I wasn't sure she was giving me a compliment or if I needed to square up because she was talking about me. I didn't know.
Just get in the habit to say, "Jay, translate."
I did. I was like,
translate, Jay.
What she say? Jay.
And you better tell me the truth.
Right. When we went to Jamaica, I was like, what is she? What they say? Do they like me? Yes. Okay, good. Did they put some?
If they let you in the house, then that usually mean they like you. If they don't let you cross the threshold, then that means you got voodoo on your or something. Like they ain't letting you in. They're not gonna let you in.
Practice voodoo?
Girl.
Is that a yes?
That's a yes.
Okay, I wasn't aware of that. Yeah, I was not aware of that. Okay.
That's what all the herbs and stuff start. You know that.
I thought that's Creole. I did. I mean,
girl, people down in Brunswick, Georgia, practice voodoo. So I mean,
but I thought
no,
wasn't that the Princess different. And the Frog? Wasn't that the Tiana movie? Wasn't she Creole?
She was Creole, but girl, go to Jamaica.
I did go to Jamaica.
No,
I don't remember
go to the backwoods.
Oh yeah, I'm not going to backwoods. Exactly. Jamaica. Let me tell you something. First of all, the streets are too narrow. They don't have rules of the road. They shoot. They do. No, thank you. I'm not going there. Those are my people. That's my family, and I love y'all. But no, I don't go to stab in Jamaica. I only go to like the touristy part. I don't listen. Stab in Jamaica. I'm not trying to lose my life going to visit my family. I'm not I'm good.
That's like Dominican Republic.
Oh, listen.
Girl, I think I'm going there in September.
Ooh.
Well, because I'm going on a cruise, okay? And my friend just reminded me, she's like, yeah, we're going to Dominican Republic. I said, oh, are we?
Whoa, stay on the boat. Stay on the boat.
I've been there several times already, so I can stay on the boat. I don't mind staying on the boat. Don't even worry about it.
Because I feel like
I will stay on the boat.
Yeah, there's nothing about...
It's too many dead people.
Yeah, it's too many.
And I told people, I said, just don't drink from the minibar. But there's some people who may have not been drinking. Because I've heard they're trying to take body parts that,
on the black market.
If somebody, might need a brain, they trying to get your brain. But I'm like, does that even work?
Yeah.
So you can take... I mean, just like in the woods, I can cut your brain out and put it somewhere and it'll work.
They take your whole body. They don't just take your brain.
But it's like, what do you want to do with my whole body?
They're going to take the whole body, harvest your organs, and then take your body back and put you back where they found you.
Yeah.
Yeah, the harvesting of organs. Actually, I don't remember where I was, but we were talking about that. I was talking to a doctor about that recently. Maybe it was. I just came back from cruise, so maybe it was on the cruise. I can't remember, but anyway, what I learned was that the harvesting of organs on the black market is a very, very real thing. Oh, yes. One of my friends who's a nurse was telling me, don't put on your driver's license that you're a donor because
I stopped that too.
Yeah, don't put your that information on your driver's license because people are looking for that, and if they get your license and they see that you're a donor, and if they can get your blood type, they will absolutely, And also,
I said my husband can make that decision.
Very true. But they, like the black market, they are looking for, especially for brown people, especially for brown people, they are 100% looking for our organs. And primarily because we have...
what was that movie?
What movie?
I really haven't seen it yet. Get Out. Were they trying to get black people? They take over your whole body or something.
That's not. That was.
See, that's why I didn't watch the movie because I don't know what's going on. But I'm just saying, that's scary.
It is scary. And
apparently you got to travel with more than two people because lately it's been two people disappearing at the same time. It's like
that's true. You can't just go with your husband and wife no more. You need a crew.
You need a crew.
You need
take
the
whole village.
Yeah, you need a whole posse.
And don't take the babies. Do they mess with the babies?
I don't know. I haven't seen any children that have passed.
Well, then take the babies. Maybe they won't touch you. I don't know.
Don't get off the boat. Listen, if you want to the Dominican Republic this go round on these cruises, just stay on the boat.
I'm going to stay on the boat for that one.
I'm pretty sure there's some other ports of call that y'all are going to go to that are going to be amazing.
Hey,
if you've been to the Dominican Republic,
I have.
Don't drink the water,
Been there,
don't eat the
done
ice.
that. I won't even go.
Do not eat the ice. All right. Whew. And on that note, after that PSA, we're going to take a quick commercial break. And we will be right back with more of The Curve. Okay, guys, we are back, and we've talked about a lot. Like, we've jumped around a lot tonight. We have, but that's okay. Like,
It's informative. We needed to talk about it,
and we love when the conversation goes every which way. We just kind of let it be organic, and that's what we love about. We love about being on The Curve. So, anywho, our next topic though is a pretty serious one. But I wanted to talk about it because it is involving something that I feel very passionate about, and I feel like it's very important to talk about. I was reading an article. There are several articles going around, but I was reading an article the other day about what is happening at our border. And I, try not to get into politics, especially on the show, because we try to keep it light and fun and all that good stuff. But there is a crisis happening at our border, particularly with our children and what is happening with children in the detention centers that they're being detained in when their parents are found trying to illegally cross the border. And so what I wanted to hit on tonight, though, was not just, not talking a great deal about the immigration itself, because everybody has feelings on immigration. And honestly, I have very moderate feelings about immigration. I do believe there are ways to get into the country. I do believe that we have to have immigration control. I do believe that there are ways to do that and do it successfully without it being degrading and without just letting anybody and everybody into the country. I feel like we definitely have to have rules surrounding that.
Yes.
But what is happening at the border with our children is insane. There have been reports of children who are sleeping on concrete floors with very thin mats under aluminum foil blankets, who are not being offered showers, who do not have soap, who are not able to brush their teeth. There are children there with no parents as young as 2. There are babies there in these detention centers and who are being detained without parental supervision. There are 30, 40 kids in a cage. They are being placed in these large cages, and there's a were reports that there was an outbreak of the flu, and that the children were not provided with medical attention and medical support. And so
some babies even died.
And so I wanted to bring some attention to the topic because I feel like as a country, we can all feel a different way about immigration and people coming into the country legally and illegally, or whatever way you want to feel. But in my humble opinion, this is still the United States of America, and we don't do children this way.
No.
Like, this is the treatment of our children, the treatment of any children all over the world, should be paramount. And it doesn't matter what our political differences are or how we feel about this particular issue. There is no reason that these kids, babies, should be subject to this kind of treatment. I think it's horrible.
Especially, first of all, if you're my youngest is 4. If she don't know where I am in the house,
girl,
she freaks out. Imagine if they just took her away from me and put her with she would be in a cage. And then there's like all kind of ages of children, and children could be getting touched and done. I mean, all kind of molestation could be happening in there because we don't know what's going on.
You have the babies in there with
teenagers. I mean, molestation. I mean, it's kids young as 7 and 10 who may do something to another child.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
They could be getting bullied. We don't know what's going on. Then some of them, it's like when they're taken away from their parents, the government don't even know who their parents are at that point. Like, where's the project manager handling this situation? Because if you thought about this before the whole separating of everybody and actually thought, okay, how can we do this intelligently, then there should have been they could have just did wristbands.
Yeah.
I know when you go into the hospital, they give you a wristband and they give your child a wristband, and that wristband all has to be scanned, and they know exactly if that child belongs to you or not.
Absolutely.
All your information is in that wristband, where you live, all of it, medication, everything is in that wristband. So why couldn't they have taken 1 second to implement something like that?
These children.
Yeah.
To process them. And the thing that I'm really concerned about is that these detainment camps, to me, look a lot like internment camps. From they don't look very similar to what the Jews experienced during the Holocaust, to me. When they were showing pictures online, and apparently someone had snuck in there with a camera, which I appreciate. Thank you for being the person, whomever you are out there. Thank you for being the person to go in and take a few pictures so that we know what's going on. But they look a whole lot like internment camps.
Yeah.
And it is, I cannot believe that we as a country are not doing more to protect these children. And I kind of feel like, how do we make sure that we're on the right side of history for this one? Because it's one thing to say, I don't agree with this, but what do we do to stop it?
Exactly. I know. I mean, is as passionate as in vocal as we've been about this abortion bill, we need to protect the unborn child.
Exactly.
Why don't we protect the children that are here?
Yep.
I mean, I understand they may not look like you, they may not talk like you, but they are human beings here breathing on this earth. And they are innocent little people who they just want their mommy and daddy.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
They didn't ask for this.
They didn't ask for this.
They didn't ask for this. And I feel compelled to say, again, no matter how you feel about the issue, no matter how you feel about the politics. I was reading an article in Market Watch talking about what we can do to have fewer detained children. And one of the things that they were saying that you could do is donate to paying the bail for the parents. because what they do is what happens is because the parents can't make bail, the children have to stay in the detainment center. If the parents are able to make bail, they can at the very minimum get their kids out and then await their trial. But a lot of times, because they can't make bail, they're not even allowed. They're supposed to get a bail hearing within 60 to 90 days of being caught at the border. But what's happening is these are getting pushed out for years. And so,
see, we didn't even know about the whole bail situation.
We didn't know about the bail situation.
We do GoFundMe's because somebody, I don't know, they trying to sell a purse.
Absolutely.
But I mean, this is important.
So there are, I will post the article on the Curve, but there is a article in Market Watch website that talks about the community bail funds that are being put up around the country. There are some in California, there's some in Arizona, there are definitely some in Texas, where you can donate and they will take that money and pay the bail for parents who have children who are in the detainment camp, so that at the very minimum, those children can get out of those detainment centers and have their basic needs met: food, shelter, clothing, a bath. I cannot imagine the smell. I cannot imagine.
A government. Now, I know when the parents get detained, especially if it's both of them going to jail, can we not make a phone call to a next of kin to say, can you come pick up a child or something?
Wouldn't it be nice? But we got to know who those children are. We can't even reunite those children with their own parents. I mean, much less.
But it's like when you grab the whole family, you be like, okay, before I lock you up, make a call to the auntie. Tell somebody come get this child. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I don't know. Plus, you also don't know where those people have come from. Some of them have come from as far as Guatemala.
That's true.
They are countries away. Some of them don't have the means to get here to get those kids. I would even say, like, is there not a place where we can volunteer and say, I will take a kid for 6 months if it means, like, I don't want to have no more of my own personally. But if it comes down to leaving a child in a detainment center and letting them come live with me for 6 months until their parents can make bail, I'm here for picking up a kid and just taking them until their parents can get there. I just think being in a detainment center in that level,
that's just crazy.
I cannot imagine. Like, I have a son. I cannot imagine, first of all, being separated from him forcefully, and then not knowing where he is, not knowing if he's being taken care of properly, and then hearing what is happening from the outside, because I'm sure they're being told by their lawyers what's going on. Like, hearing from the outside, I would be a mess.
And poor
he would be a mess.
Are going to need some mental health healing.
Absolutely.
Because I cannot imagine that even once they're reunited with their parent, that their mental state is going to be okay. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, we don't know what they're going through. Because, I mean, we can sympathize, but we can't, I can't say, I know what you're going through, because I've never done that. I mean, that's like, that's even worse than like losing your child in a Walmart for 5 minutes. It's like, and if you did that, your heart is like, oh, where are you? But then this man come taking your child away from you, and you like, what?
Yeah,
I'm about to stab you in the neck right now.
You got to go.
I don't care if you're a police officer.
Yep.
Because you cannot take my child from me.
So that is, I just wanted to make sure that we talked about this issue, because I feel like it is super important for people to know what's going on. It's important. I know everybody doesn't always like reading the news or reading sad news, but I feel like this is an important topic that we need to talk about, just to make sure that people are aware of what's going on and providing you with what you can do, to help if you are, like me, just devastated by what is going on at our borders with brown children.
Because we have to do better as a country, people. Yeah. We have to do better as a country. Just because they may be from a different country doesn't mean we mistreat them, because guess what? what 90% of the United States is from different places.
We're all immigrants.
Like we are all immigrants.
None of us, listen, if you're not Native American,
you're an immigrant.
You are an immigrant. You were not born here. Well, you may have been born here, but your family wasn't born here.
Exactly. Your family came from somewhere else.
So yeah, that part. Well, guys, we're going to take one more quick commercial break, and we will be right back with more of The Curve. All right, guys, we are back. And so since Melissa is out for today, we are going to pause on her sisterhood moment. And we're introducing a new segment tonight called Ask the Curve. And we have our very first listener question that was posed to us. So I'm going to read the listener question.
Okay.
And here we go. So, what do you think about this? I have a girlfriend with whom, and she has a daughter, and I have a son from another relationship. Do you feel like it's okay for her to post photos of my son? My baby's mama says that she has an issue with that. And my baby's mama says that she has an issue with that. But I feel like it's okay because my girlfriend loves my son as if it's her own. What do you think?
So, okay.
So these two people are in a relationship. Boyfriend and girlfriend.
Yes.
The boyfriend has a son. The girlfriend has a daughter. Okay, they live together.
Okay. And the kids live with them.
And the kids live with them, but also they have, another mom and another dad. Well, the girlfriend, the baby's mom for the son, feels away because the girlfriend is posting photos of the little boy on social media.
Okay.
And the guy, the boyfriend, feels like, well, I don't understand why this is a problem because my girlfriend loves my son as if it was her own kid and treats him that way. What do you think?
Well, I would say that the original baby mama, she may have some growing up to do. Because my thing is that, if this other woman who is in your child's life is treating your child well and is supposed to be there for the long haul. I'm not saying that they have to get married, but if she's planning on sticking around and helping to raise your child, you would want your child to have that kind of relationship with her. So it's like if you're trying to put restrictions on there, that just shows your immaturity.
Absolutely.
Because I'm like, social media is social media. It's not like you're saying don't post my child at all, and I don't want my child on social media. You're just saying, oh, I'm the mama and I'm the only one who gets to do it. No, because technically this woman is in your child's life every single day. I'm pretty sure she helps feed them, helps clothe them, helps bathe them, helps, So she's kind of like his mama too. Especially if she does marry his daddy, she will be his mama too.
I just feel like sometimes in life you gotta quit hating and quit hating on the small stuff. Like it's social media, it's some photos. As long as she's not posting the child in an inappropriate manner.
Exactly.
Calm down, lady. You're gonna be all right. You're gonna be all right.
It's okay. You just got a little bit maturity.
You got
to get a little bit more mature. I mean, yeah, because that's all it is. It's just she's feeling some kind of way because she sees them happy over here as a family, and she's not.
That's what it is.
Yeah,
and nobody included you. Quit, hey, little girl. Quit, hey.
Go ahead, just go ahead and form your own family.
Go find you a life, sis. Go make it happen.
It's all right.
It's all right. Well, that is going to be it, ladies and gentlemen. We have reached the end of the show. What a good show.
See, and we found our energy.
We found some energy, y'all. We made it happen. Yes, energy. Although I probably still need a cup of coffee to make home.
It's okay.
Oh, gosh. All right, guys. Well, we are so happy you've joined us. Be sure that you are following us on all the social medias. Make sure you click on our Facebook page so that for live alerts of when we're going live. Make sure that you follow us on Instagram at On The Curve. Make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is rebrand.ly/On The Curve. And of course, make sure you're following both of us individually on social media.
Yes.
So you can get all kinds of fun tidbits through the week. That is going to do it for us for today. Make sure you work hard, play hard, pray hard, and slay hard. And don't forget to live life on the curve. See y'all next week.